Welcome to my mini-documentary series. On this episode, we will be covering the Iran-Contra affair, a complex web of deceit and intrigue. The Iran-Contra affair, a political scandal that unfolded during the Reagan administration in the United States, remains one of the most controversial and convoluted episodes in American history. Involving the covert sale of arms to Iran and the subsequent funneling of proceeds to fund anti-Sandinista rebels, Contras, in Nicaragua, the scandal exposed a tangled web of deception, international intrigue, and alleged involvement in the international drug trade by the CIA. This essay will delve into the complex history of the Iran-Contra affair, its connection to the Nicaraguan government, and the implications of the CIA's alleged role in the global narcotics market. Background and context. To understand the Iran-Contra affair, it is essential to establish the historical and geopolitical context in which it unfolded. In the 1980s, the United States faced two significant foreign policy challenges: the ongoing Iran-Iraq War and the rise of the Sandinista government in Nicaragua. The Reagan administration was determined to counter the influence of Iran and the Soviet-backed Sandinistas, leading to the formulation of covert strategies that would ultimately culminate in the Iran-Contra scandal. The Iran-Iraq War. The Iran-Iraq War, 1980 to 1988, was a brutal and protracted conflict between two regional powers in the Middle East. The United States, concerned about Iran's Islamic Revolution and the potential threat it posed to regional stability, initially supported Iraq and its leader, Saddam Hussein. However, as the war dragged on, the Reagan administration sought to establish secret channels of communication with Iran, hoping to secure the release of American hostages held by Iranian-backed militants in Lebanon and gain leverage over Iran's regional ambitions. The Sandinista government in Nicaragua. In 1979, the Sandinista National Liberation Front, FSLN, overthrew the dictatorial Somoza regime in Nicaragua, establishing a socialist government closely aligned with the Soviet Union and Cuba. The Reagan administration viewed the Sandinistas as a direct threat to U.S. interests in the region and sought to undermine their rule by supporting anti-Sandinista rebels known as the Contras. However, Congress, concerned about the potential for another Vietnam-like quagmire, passed the Boland Amendment in 1982, prohibiting the direct funding of the Contras by the U.S. government. The Iran-Contra affair, arms sales, and covert operations. In an attempt to circumvent the Boland Amendment's restrictions and maintain pressure on the Sandinista government, the Reagan administration devised a secret plan to sell arms to Iran and use the proceeds to fund the Contras in Nicaragua. Arms sales to Iran. Despite the U.S.'s public support for Iraq in the Iran-Iraq War, high-ranking officials within the Reagan administration began covertly selling arms to Iran in 1985. The sales, conducted through Israel and facilitated by Iranian middlemen, were intended to secure the release of American hostages held in Lebanon and establish a backchannel to moderate Iranian factions. The arms sales were in direct violation of an existing arms embargo The Contras, who were engaged in a violent insurgency against the Sandinista government, received significant financial and military support from the U.S., despite allegations of widespread human rights abuses. In conclusion, the Iran-Contra affair remains a dark and complex chapter in American history, characterized by deception, international intrigue, and covert operations. The Reagan administration's clandestine efforts to circumvent the Boland Amendment and support the Contras in Nicaragua led to the covert sale of arms to Iran, despite an existing embargo and the administration's public stance on the Iran-Iraq War. The connections between the Iran-Contra affair and the Nicaraguan government are evident through the U.S.'s support of the Contras in their struggle against the Soviet-backed Sandinistas. This support not only violated congressional restrictions but also fueled a violent insurgency marked by human rights abuses. Moreover, the CIA's alleged involvement in the international drug trade adds another layer of controversy to the scandal. While not directly linked to the Iran-Contra affair, these allegations raise further questions about the extent to which the U.S. government was willing to engage in illicit activities to achieve its foreign policy objectives. Ultimately, the Iran-Contra affair serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unaccountable government actions and the potential consequences of pursuing covert strategies that contradict public policy and international law. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe.